So we're going to paint our Kente cloth, and I have 6 different colored options that are common in Kente cloths. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint a line. What kind of line do you think I should start with, class?
Zigzag.
Zigzag, that's great. So I'm going to maybe pick a color like red, and I'll paint some zigzags. And Kente cloths are full of patterns. So I am going to be painting this in a pattern, which means if I do one zigzag line, I need to do some more. So I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna paint another red zigzag over here. And it's okay if I go off the edge of my paper as long as I clean it up later. And then I'm going to do another zigzag, kind of space the same evenness apart over here. Okay, now what do I need to do before I switch colors? I rub it against the bottom of my cup, wipe it on the edge, check on my paper towel. Ooh, I need a little more cleaning. I saw the red. And now, what color do you think I should do next?
Orange. No, gold.
Yeah, let's do gold. Of course, gold. So I'm going to do some straight lines with gold. You will notice the gold is kind of a see-through-y gold, and that's okay. So I'll do a gold line after that. So I'm going to do a gold line over here. Me too. And I think I'll do a gold line over here, because it's a pattern. Okay. What should I do next? I have black. Okay, so I'm going to do another straight line, and then I'm just going to kind of slowly fill up my page. I'm going to do 3 of every line that I do, though. 1, 2, 3, and then I can switch to a different color and a different line, okay? Eventually, I might want to fill in some of my space, so maybe I try to fill in my space right here, or maybe I just leave that area white, okay? It's okay if you decide to leave some of your area white, because it's kind of hard to fill in spaces. Yeah, this may be a little bit hard, so sometimes lines are easier to stick with. And then once you think you have enough patterns, then you can call it good. And next class, we're going to chop this paper up and weave it together. Chopping it up.
Yeah. Chop the wood. Why are you going to chop it?
I'm going to do just one more color for you guys to show you how zigzags can work together. So you can do zigzags next to each other. Do you guys think you can do this? Hey, shh, do you think that looks done? Thank you. Okay, I better stop the video then. So, with our Kente cloth, we are now going to turn it into a weaving. I'm going to do that by flipping it over to the back side, taking my ruler, and I'm going to do it in this top part, put my ruler in the top, lining it up with the top edge, and draw a line all the way across. I'm making sure I really hold my ruler tight so that it doesn't wiggle. At the top, I'm gonna write no cut Rosell, because that's where Mrs. Rosell needs to stop her cutting line. And you'll see what that means in a bit. I'm now gonna take my ruler, I'm gonna line it up to the edge of my paper, and I'm going to draw a line straight down. I'm gonna match it up to that line. I'm gonna take this, I'm going to draw a line. Move it over, draw a line. So I'm making pretty even edges every time I line up my ruler, hold it tight, draw a line. Line it up. Oops, is this right?
No.
Nope, gotta line it up.
Yes.
Is this right over here?
Yes.
No, because my line's way over there, I gotta line it up. When I get to the end, sometimes I have a very little one, so I can leave it big, or I can make it like that. Now, I'm gonna take my paper, and I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to stop, because it's my no-cut line. Starting at the bottom, and stop. 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 So this is what your paper will look like. Like a little skirt or a beard, okay? Do you think you guys can do this? This is gonna be your first part, okay? Now is the part when we add the weaving in. So I've got my weft papers, and they're papers that go right to left, and this is my loom paper. I'm gonna take my weft, and I'm gonna go over and under. So I'm gonna go on top of this, and then under that. Top of this, under this. Top, under, top, under, on top, and then
Under.
thank you. And now when I look at the other side, it looks pretty cool. Okay? Now next, you can do the same color over and over again, or I can do 2 different colors and do an A-B pattern. So I'm gonna start with the black. The key for this is that I have to be opposite. I cannot do the same one over. This means I started over. If I start over again, it's gonna not work right. Like this is the same. This is not right. Because now, oh my goodness, they're overlapping and they're going all different directions. Do you see why this doesn't work?
Yes.
I can't even see this on the other side. It's just, oh, that's not gonna work. Instead, I'm gonna go opposite. So I started over and now I'm gonna go under. Can you guys quietly tell me which way to go? Over, then
Under. Over and under. Over, under.
and I make it look easy, but it's actually harder to lift these papers up. There we go. Now I've got 2 pieces in. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna take some glue, like a glue stick or a dot from a glue bottle, if my glue bottle works. I'm gonna put 1 dot, boop, squish it down. 1 dot over here, boop, squish it down. Really making sure these are kind of squished up as much as I can. Flip it over. 1 dot, squish it down. And 1 dot and squish it down. Okay? Once you have your 2 papers glued in, then I can do some more. And I will do a pattern. All right, and 5 strips is the perfect number. Uh-oh, where did I mess up?
It came out.
It came out over here, so sometimes you have to put it back in. So I'm gonna do my dot. I gotta glue both.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, so cool. Okay. The last step that can make this really not be so floppy is to glue every single square on the bottom one. So I'm gonna lift this one. I already did that, great. I'm just gonna put glue on every single square on both sides. Flip, lift and glue, lift and glue, lift and glue. Notice how little glue I have sticking out, but it still works great. And good. Now that's looking like a good Kente cloth weaving. Now that we have finished weaving, you can think about whether you want to add some other extra details onto here. First thing I definitely want to do is, man, I don't love this little wavy bottom, so I'm going to be taping that up with one long piece of tape. So I kind of measure out how long it needs to be. And I just place it down near the bottom. And then press it down. I, of course, will help you with this part. Now, that's good. It's staying together down there. However, I think there's some other things that I could add. For example, maybe I take a marker and I could do like a zigzag line on my red parts. Because those parts didn't really get to have any paint decorations. So if you want to add some decorations that are in a pattern, we don't want to just do willy-nilly stuff everywhere. That's not very Kente cloth-like. Or maybe I'll take an oil pastel and I'll do a square in each of the blacks. And I tried out this construction crayon. That works just as well as the oil pastel. And I did an X as well. So I think that looks kind of cool. Another detail I could add is some fringe on the edge. Now for that, I'm going to flip my piece upside down. I'm going to get some glue. I'm going to glue it onto the edge right here. You can use a glue stick or dot, not a lot. Just stick that on that edge. Of course, making sure I massage anything that I glue so it stays down. Okay, now I'm going to do another piece on the other edge. Now with these edges, if you want to do them, I'm going to cut them to add fringe. I like to mess up my fringe so I can see it. That looks pretty cool. Now if you think of some other details that you'd like to add or maybe transform this into something else, just talk to me and we can get really creative. I've seen sometimes people transform these into shirts or something else that looks kind of cool. All right, your turn to finish your Kente cloth.